Okay, so hopefully this one's a quick one. It's only 13 minutes, the original video. I'll link it in the description. Michael Knowles destroys woke Kyle Kalinske. He runs away live on TV. Okay, let's hear it.
Successful. What's your problem?
My problem is that you're a cuck and you're a hack and you're not an independent thinker and you're writing Trump. You know what you're doing.
I love Kyle, bro.
A war criminal pedophile rapist. I hope you're happy. A war criminal pedophile rapist? You brought up international law.
Michael Knowles went on here Morgan Uncensored and took on this woke idiot here, Kyle Kalinske, that you see in the middle of the screen with the sunglasses on inside. And of course, Michael Knowles absolutely wiped the floor with this guy, Kyle Kalinske, here live on Piers Morgan Uncensored. Things got really heated between Michael Knowles and Kyle Kalinske here on Piers Morgan Uncensored. Let's get into this clip here where Michael Knowles and Kyle Kalinske go at it in this heated debate.
The argument against what Trump is doing is that many people who voted for Trump bought into the concept that what America first was take care of what's happening in your own backyard and stop meddling in foreign affairs. And now they're waking up almost on a daily basis to seeing Donald Trump proudly and aggressively talking about meddling in all sorts of foreign affairs. Is there a contradiction?
All sorts.
Or even a betrayal of voters going on here?
Not at all. First of all, Venezuela is in our own backyard, and it's been the policy of the United States in 1803 to manage the Western Hemisphere. So that that's a cornerstone.
Yeah, that's just Venezuela, first off. Second off, we all fucking know that Donald Trump wouldn't have been like, oh, America first, and also America and anything within our fucking reach first. Like, okay, so how far out does this go? Exactly how far out? 10 miles? 15 miles? 20 miles? 50 miles? 100 miles? How far away from our coast does it have to be considered still, like us meddling in said affairs is still considered America first, just because it's within our fucking proximity?
Foreign policy. I think it is charming that Dave is
And also, how in the hell did they present some sort of threat to us? And how do they present less of a threat now? And how is it so much of a threat to warrant what we're doing? How is it more of a threat than what's happening in our own country? How are we not threatened more by a lot of the things happening in our own country than fucking whatever drug trafficker whoever's out in the middle of the fucking ocean?
defining America first in the way that he prefers, and I think there are plenty of people who wish to do that. But Dave, though a very popular podcaster, and never won a presidential election, and Trump has been clear on what he means by America first, the political movement that he built, that people voted for in his coalition since the beginning. President Trump campaigned first time around on destroying ISIS. So obviously that does not mean that America is only going to look inward. President Trump has carried out attacks, military operations that were extremely successful.
Yeah, he campaigned on ISIS, on defeating ISIS, and so he did things to defeat ISIS. Point being, he still followed his word. Now he campaigned on not getting involved with any foreign affairs, but he is.
In Iran, in Syria, and Afghanistan, obviously in Venezuela, he's been talking about taking Greenland and even invading America's evil top hat, Canada, though I think he's mostly joking about that one, since the beginning. So that's what that
means. Our evil top hat. America's evil top hat, Canada.
And what it comes down to is that America is a global empire. We just are. People can be upset about that, but unless your geopolitics comes strictly from Reddit, if your geopolitics actually comes from history, you reckon...
Wow. So this is the Republican argument now. This is the standard for them. They're just like, we've always been an empire, a globalist, imperialist empire, so therefore, that's just who we are. It's just who we are. We got to keep doing that. We got to keep doing it. It's just who we are. You can't change it. No, you can't change it. You can't change it. You can't.
Recognize that we've been an empire since the Louisiana Purchase, okay? And we've been a muscular global empire since the Second World War. So President Trump's vision, I think, actually rejects two...
What? No. Fuck that. Bullshit.
Extremes. It rejects a conservative isolationism, and it rejects a liberal internationalism, and it posits a conservative imperialism that says that we are...
Well, I mean, he's right, but, like, I hate his starting point there. Since the Second World War...
our role in the world, but we are going to pursue that role in limited ways with America's interest at heart. So there's been no regime change in Venezuela. We're talking about regime change in Venezuela. The regime is still in place. What we did was depose the leader. We left the vice president in place, and we said, act in a way that is appropriate in accordance with the law and our interests, or we're going to kill you. That's very different than a Bushy-era neocon regime change in Iraq. Even when we're talking about Iran, the Trump administration has not gone in a particularly overt way yet, but even there we would be talking about a restoration of the Pahlavi regime, most likely, that goes back to 1925. So I grant there are all sorts of risks to interventions, but we're the global empire, and frankly, even the American Revolution comes out of wars of global empire. It comes out of the 7 Years' War, which itself was a derivation of the War of Austrian Succession. To pretend we don't have a role in geopolitics is to ignore all of American history.
Okay, Carl, let's go. I can see you grimacing for a little.
To pretend that we don't have see how fucking slimy these guys are? Us saying that we shouldn't launch these illegal and offensive wars against countries that don't attack us is not us saying that. Let's back that up again. Let's let him say that.
All sorts of risks.
Keep what I just said in your mind as he talks.
But we're the global empire, and frankly, even the American Revolution comes out of wars of global empire. It comes out of the 7 Years' War, which itself was a derivation of the War of Austrian Succession. To pretend that we don't have a role in geopolitics is to ignore all of American history.
So by saying what I just said, I'm somehow pretending that America doesn't have a role in geopolitics.
Okay, Carl, let's go. I can see you grimacing for a little.
He's such a fucking cunt. Fuck this guy. That's not at all what anybody's saying. To pretend that way, because he knows if he was like actually precise and accurate in his wording, he would sound like a complete fucking psychopath. So he has to go, oh, well, you're pretending like we don't have a role in geopolitics. Of course America has a role in geopolitics. We've always been a globalist imperialist empire. We've always been that way.
Thing there. You said Trump.
Obviously, we have a role. It doesn't fucking matter. We would have a role regardless of if we launch these wars or if we don't launch these wars. We're still gonna have a role. We still have a role, and I'm not also advocating for us to not at all have any roles. But that's how he should have worded it at the very least. Been like, to pretend like America should stop having a role in global affairs is preposterous or some shit like that. But that's not how he fucking says it. He's saying that we are literally pretending that we don't. Fucking idiot, bro.
The US will run Venezuela, and he threatens Colombia and Mexico. Arrest this psychotic motherfucker. Before I get you to expand on that thesis, I mean, the point I was making to Dave, if I want to elaborate on where I sit with this, so I've had a bit of time to look at this play out, is you look at Maduro. Everyone thought, my God, this is going to be World War III. Actually, Maduro's going to end up in a New York courtroom, and he's been got rid of. Everyone seems to agree that's a good thing for not just the Venezuelan people, but the world. No American troops died in what was an incredibly efficient surgical military strike to get him out of there. And if you have a more compliant leader of Venezuela, albeit part of the same regime, that can probably only be a good thing. If you look at the argument about Greenland, for example, I'd be struck by some of the people I didn't expect to think this was a good idea. A British general last week talking about this, saying that from a strategic security point of view, it would make perfect sense for America to have Greenland. And is there a deal to be done? He didn't think invading it was the right thing, and nor do I. But is there a deal to be done with 60,000 people who live in Greenland that could actually improve the security of the United States and the West against the obvious threat from China and Russia and so on? And I can get to the others, Iran, getting rid of the Ayatollah and the mullahs is unquestionably a good thing for the world. It's how you do these things and whether you plan and prepare properly for what follows next that I think are the debatable points. And history says that's normally, unfortunately, been very badly done. But this is what I meant when I said to Dave that I understand the argument. I may not agree with all of it, but I do understand the logic to what Trump is doing here. Do you?
No, because we don't have a right to act.
No, because Orange Man bad, And I get what he's about to say. We don't have a right to go invade these countries. Dude, this is how the world has worked forever. This is how America became the greatest country in the world.
So the guy making the video is finally talking. He does it literally as soon as fucking Kyle opens his mouth. He's pausing the video, putting words in his mouth for him. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. But he already made an argument talking about, hey dude, this is how the world has always worked, similar to Michael Knowles. Hold on, let me move my face so that you guys can see Michael Knowles' face right now. Look at this smug fucking brat right here. Anyway, he's like, his argument is similar to what Michael Knowles was saying earlier. Oh, America's always been an empire. We've always been an empire. This guy goes, oh, we've always done this. We've always acted this way, so it's okay for us to act this way.
And I get what he's about to say. We don't have a right to go invade these countries. Dude, this is how the world has worked forever. This is how...
The world has just worked this way forever, so we have to keep doing it. We can't change. We can't change. It's impossible.
America became the greatest country in the world. And I know that what Kyle Quincy...
This is how America became the greatest country in the world. If he can say that all he wants, fine. America's the greatest country in the world, but so fucking what? Oh, well, America's sitting on top. We're sitting pretty. We have all these riches for us. We're so fucking pampered because we just conquered it. We just took it from everybody. So why don't we just keep doing that? We should keep taking shit from people. This is how it works. This is how it works. This is how I have such a good life because of imperialism, so we need to keep doing imperialism. We need to keep doing it.
Next, that I think are the debatable.
Orange Man bad, I know that what Kyle Quincy would say in response to that would be like, but America's not the greatest country in the world, America's
No, that's not what his response would be. Now, obviously he thinks that, but you're missing the whole fucking point. You're missing the whole. You don't even understand the core of your argument. Kyle would understand the core of your argument. Whether America's the greatest country or not has nothing to do with the core of your fucking argument. Your argument is basically remove. Oh, this is how America became the greatest country in the world. This is how this is what you mean is this is how we became so affluent. This is how we're affluent. This is how we are pampered. This is how we have all the stuff that we all agree are nice things to fucking have. And we should, in order to keep all of these things that make us feel good or whatever the fuck or benefit us, we need to keep doing the horrible, evil shit that our ancestors did to take all of this shit for themselves.
Like, America's a third world country. Are you, like...
Because, that's just how it works.
Such a dumb statement. Like, it's such a naive, uninformed statement.
No, shut the fuck up. That's not what he would say.
Obviously. But I don't know if Kyle Quincy would take it that far. But he would definitely say that America is not the best country in the world. And, if that's the case, then why don't you go live in the best country in the world? Why don't you go live somewhere else? Why do you have an American flag behind you?
These guys are so fucking stupid. I hate how idiotic these guys think. Where you make one fucking criticism of America and they go, well, why don't you move somewhere else? Well, why don't you move somewhere else? Just like I don't think that the city I live in right now is the greatest city in America. That doesn't mean I'm like, oh, I'm going to get up and go move somewhere else. Go move to a different fucking state. Because I have shit here. We have shit here in America. Just because somebody thinks that there's something wrong with America, or they think that they could think that America's ass. They could think it's pure and hot, nasty, stinky ass, and they would still stay here because there are more things. You can't just fucking uproot your whole entire life. These guys are so retarded how they say that. And they use, they think it's such a gotcha. It's not. You're just outing yourself as a complete dumbass.
You know, and this is how America became the country that it is today, by conquering the others, you know?
Yeah, keep saying, oh my god. Why am I reacting to this? Why am I reacting to this? Somebody find this asshole and beat him to death. Beat him to death. What the fuck is this? Oh, we should keep doing conquest because that's how we got so great. This is how we are so great. We should keep conquering other nations. What the fuck?
People came here. There were people already here. We conquered it. There are other countries that have been conquered. And that's just how the world has always worked, right? Like, the more powerful country wins.
Right,
Nowadays,
right.
people are starting to get really soft, and especially in the Western world, and saying, like, oh, but that's not right. Like, think about the feelings of the other country. Like, what about their feelings? It's like, okay, I appreciate that you're saying that, but you sound kind of dumb. You sound pretty dumb, because that's how the world has worked forever. So we don't have the right to go invade these other countries. Says who? Says Kyle Kalinske? Who says that we don't have the right? And, you know, what makes it not right to do nowadays, whenever it's been right to do,
insane.
It's been just how the world
This
works.
is what Donald Trump has fucking created. This is just normal now. This guy has 12,000 subs. 29 likes. 1 dislike. This is just normal to people now. This is just how they think. This is how people in America think. And you wonder why other countries think we're utterly psychotic. Why they look at us as the greatest bad guys on the face of the fucking planet right now. Gee, why would that be? Why would that be? Could you come up with an answer for me? Why people hate our fucking guts?
Works. Nobody thought about it.
Like, what the hell do you even say to this? Oh, who says we don't have the right to conquer other countries? Who says we don't have that right?
There's right or wrong. People just say, oh, that's just how it works, right? You just go invade. That's just how it's always worked. What makes it wrong now?
What is fucking stupid, simplistic, idiotic? We sound stupid? Because that's just how it worked? When the fuck is that's just how it always worked ever a good argument? You can apply that to literally fucking anything. Literally fucking anything. And it's all of a sudden okay now. Just because do you understand how fucking relative that is? What is always? How long is always? Because for some people, especially if you're younger, or if you live in a culture, or some sort of society, some sort of civilization that hasn't lasted that long, and some shitty, stupid-ass practice, your brain only goes so far as fucking 10 years, and y'all do some stupid, fucked-up thing, and cutting baby says, like, some baby has some sickness, and they think it's possessed by a demon, and we cut its head off. That's just how it's always worked. That's how our society fucking developed. Because these sick, nasty babies would infect other babies. And so there's probably a demon inside of it. So we need to cut its head off and kill it and fucking torture it. We need to scare the demon off. If we torture it enough, maybe the demon won't come back and infect more babies and infect our civilization. That's what we should do. That's just how it's always worked. That's just how it's always worked. Oh, but I sound stupid because I value human life, because I value the well-being of other people. Like, what? Shut the fuck up. I would kill you if I saw you. Yes, I'm sending death threats. Fuck this guy. Like, how should I get in trouble for that? For rightfully wanting a piece of shit off the face of the earth, when this is what this guy is, like, he's actually advocating for. Conquering other countries. Fuck that guy. He doesn't, your life doesn't matter, buddy. It doesn't.
Been wrong before. I just don't understand the argument. And I love the Michael Knowles argument of, like, you know, these people are like, but America, they're trying to be this evil empire, they're trying to go conquer these other nations, and Michael Knowles is just like, yeah, as they should. You know, if we think that we have a better way of doing things, then we should go conquer. We owe it to them to go conquer them. You know?
Act like this around the world. We're supposed to be a nation among nations, not a nation above nations. And that this is good for the world, and we're spreading freedom and democracy. Now they don't even bother to lie. Now it's...
So this is his idea of destroying. Wow, this is destroying. Just saying, yep, I'm evil. Yep, I'm bad. America has always been evil and bad. Who says it's evil? What's evil? Evil isn't real.
naked, rank, disgusting imperialism where they say, we're going to take the oil, and the point is that we're going to take the oil, we're going to take the minerals, we're going to take the precious metals, we're doing this for our corporations, we're doing it for the Epstein class, the billionaires, and this, to piggyback on what Dave Smith said, is frankly not what many of the MAGA voters thought they were signing up for. They thought America First actually meant America First. By the way, you also replaced the Maduro regime with the Maduro regime. Congratulations on that. It's also been now a week straight of pro-regime protests. Now you have roving gangs of Venezuelan militias that are kidnapping Americans. But again, I come back to the fundamental point, which is, if you sign on to stuff like this, you're saying might makes right and the law of the jungle is back. What you're saying is China has a right to go into whatever smaller country they want and depose the leader and say we're doing it because we can and we have the right to do it and we have bigger guns and there's nothing you can do to
That's
stop
exactly what they're saying. They think that's okay because that's how it's always worked. That's how it's always worked.
So they're never going to address that fundamental question, which is why do we have a right? Do we actually believe in international law, or was that all a joke? Are we rolling the clock back to the 1700s and 1800s, and we're going super primitive style here?
Yeah, and that's the right response. Who says we have the right? What do you want me to say, God? What the hell do you want me to say? The international community. We as a fucking human society, all of the different peoples of the world got together and we were like, how can we make, what sort of rules can we set for all of us to make the world a better place? How about don't randomly just up and start taking other people's land and start fucking bombing other countries just because they have resources that you need or that you want? I think the world would function a lot better as like society, but like the whole entire world is a society. So as a fucking people, we can. This is what the international community says and is right. If we work together instead of fucking, within limits. Obviously, we're not gonna fuck. It's not gonna be some utopia, happy fun, la la la, human smuggling, fentanyl. It's not gonna be that. But at the very least, we set some rules like, hey, let's not fucking take each other over. Let's not fucking do regime change as you fucking want, willy nilly. That's who gives us the right. It's all of us. We get together and we fucking draft rules.
I think the answer to that is yes.
If you want to say fuck that, then sure, that's your argument, but you're a fucking cunt. And you should kill yourself.
Super primitive style.
It's not some creation of modernity. Whether we're talking about the 1700s or the 20th century.
The Geneva Conventions, the Nuremberg Tribunal, the Geneva Conventions, the Nuremberg Tribunal.
Yes, those exist, but international laws, the use gentium goes back to antiquity. However,
and the League of Nations was useless, so that's why we had the UN.
Decades ago.
And like I said, like he said, you saying that, you're allowing China to do the same thing. You're saying it's okay for everybody to do the same thing. And if America wasn't the strongest nation, which one day we very might not be, then it's in your logic, it's okay for Russia, for China, for some other country to just come fucking bomb the president, bomb the White House, bomb all of our cities, take all of our shit, enslave us. I mean, where the hell do you even draw the line? What's if you're going to do this? Oh, well, who says it's wrong? Who says it's wrong? Where the fuck do you draw the line? Is torture okay? That's just how it's always been done. That's how it's always been done in human history. You would take people and rape them, pillage, plunder, kill, rape kids. This is how it's always been done. So that's all okay to this guy. And if it's not, well, who fucking draws that line, buddy? If it's not the international community, if it's not the government, if it's not all of us collectively and democratically choosing these rules, who the fuck else is it? Because that's obviously the answer, and that is not only my moral answer. That's what we should do. That is literally just what it actually literally is. It is what I just fucking said. That's how it should be. Which are two different things, how it is and how it should be. And thankfully, by fucking, they're the same thing in this circumstance. But if that's not what you want, then what the fuck do you want? Is my question for these assholes.
Yes,
it's not some creation of modernity. Whether we're talking about the 1700s or the 20th century.
The Geneva Conventions, the Nuremberg Tribunal, the Geneva Conventions, the Nuremberg Tribunal.
Yes, those exist, but international laws, the use gentium goes back to antiquity. However,
and the League of Nations was useless, so that's why we had the UN.
Decades ago.
The League of Nations was useless, it fell apart, and that's why we had the UN. That's why we had the Geneva
Convention. I'm talking about millennia ago, not merely.
Piles of millions of dead bodies.
Hold on. While these guys are now in deep discussion, I'm going to slow it down.
Tribunal, excuse me, the Geneva Conventions and the Nuremberg Tribunal.
Yes, those exist, but international laws, the use gentium goes back to antiquity. However, unfortunately, a lot of our liberal friends think history began a few decades ago.
The League of Nations was useless, it fell apart, and that's why we had the UN. That's why we had the Geneva Convention.
Right, I'm talking about millennia ago,
because we looked
not
at
merely
piles of millions of dead bodies, and we said that's a bad idea. We looked at piles of millions of dead bodies and said, that's a bad idea. Let's not do that anymore. Let's actually have a framework and rules and laws. And Trump is blowing that up. By the way, he bombed fishing boats from Venezuela, Trinidad, and Tobago, and Colombia. He just did the regime change in Venezuela. He bombed Yemen and Somalia and Nigeria and Iran. He's threatening Greenland and Panama.
He didn't only bomb drug boats.
Canada and Cuba.
But either way, drug smuggling is not punishable by death. It's not even punishable by a fucking life in prison, and even the punishments we have for it are still too much, are still too harsh. But it's certainly not immediate execution with no due process, just because of one fucking guy. Donald Trump gets to just command deaths. He just gets to kill people.
But in Mexico
himself.
And you sit there the whole time and act like it's okay. Is there anything Trump could do, Michael Knowles, that you would say, I condemn it, and you hop off the Trump train, or are you going to tickle his taint for the rest of your fucking life?
No, there have been plenty of Trump policies that I've criticized because he's only right about 99.78% of the time. So the First Step Act I thought
Such
was
a
a
cuck.
misstep. But
God,
I
he's
would
such
say
a
the
fucking loser. And you know, when I'm watching these things without, you know, the filter of these retards, Justin Reborn, whatever the fuck, these type people, you know, I'm watching it thinking like, I mean, who the hell is listening to this guy, like, accepting anything he says? Isn't the entire world just taking a massive diarrhea of fucking shit on his face right now, understanding that he's getting raped? But no, like, there are people like this. It is fucking fascinating how their brains work. How in the world do people listen to this and they think that he's cooking right now? They think he's such a little brat. He's such a loser.
Excuse me. I would say the rest of the
Such a cuck.
the administration has been very.
God, he's such a loser. Like, the whole way he operates. Well, it's only right about 99.99996% of the time, but that other 0.3% of the time, it's actually, like, shut the fuck up, bro. How the fuck is this real?
What's your problem?
What's
what's
the
the
problem?
problem is that-
What's the problem?
You're a cuck and you're a hack and you're not an independent thinker and you're meat riding Trump.
Why do you
and
say
you
that?
know that what he's doing in
I
his
just-
I didn't say that.
Answered your
and you don't
question.
care.
I'm being so totally logical right now. I'm so logical because my face is stone cold.
I just
Yeah,
answered your question. And I
99.78%.
corrected
Congratulations.
the
You rented your
misstatements that
brain
you made.
to a war criminal, pedophile, rapist. I hope you're happy.
A war criminal, pedophile, rapist.
And they just, oh my god. I'm just gonna repeat everything you say, repeat it in a fucking condescending tone. Hopefully my viewers all in their head, they're just gonna be like, yep, so right, that's so right, Michael Knowles. Oh, I'm so with you, these stupid liberals. These liberals, how can they say this?
Do you brought
Did
up
I
a
stutter?
point? You brought up international law, and you made a very false point, a dumb point, which is that international law began only a few hundred years ago. I corrected you, and I pointed out that the international
Who fucking cares, bro? Who fucking cares? It's so irrelevant.
law
Oh, who fucking cares when it started?
part of the West.
Not part of the core point. Similar to what I said earlier about this stupid ass Justice Reborn thought that Kyle's response to his point would be that, oh, America's actually not the greatest country in the world. Totally fucking irrelevant. Totally fucking irrelevant.
Western tradition. Excuse me, one second.
Misses the core point, like the core of the point, so much it's
it
insane.
goes back to antiquity. It's
Not even. It's
a principle
gonna
of the jus
pad out the
gentium.
fucking
And then you
runtime.
said, well, international law has failed because of the League of Nations failure, which I think is actually undermining your argument and proving my point and proving Trump's point, because the liberal internationalism that was established by people like Woodrow Wilson did in fact fail, which is why we need to restore an older and more classical conception of the international order, which is precisely what Trump's doing. So I think you've hoisted
Might
yourself
makes
with
right.
your own petard.
Might
and then
makes
you
right.
just make
Law
a
of the
lot
jungle
of
might makes
vulgar
right.
sort of non sequiturs.
Listen, if international law fell apart for whatever reason, then it can be fucking tailored. If there are weaknesses in the pact, it can be tailored. Similar to the Iran thing, the JCPOA. Just because there may be potential weaknesses in said agreement, and there are other things that we need to discuss with Iran, that doesn't mean we totally rip the original deal apart and set ourselves back and fucking regress. That's not what that means. It means we have further discussions, we're not going to make discussions and decisions in politics and then it be instantly fucking perfect. But you cannot fucking argue seriously with a serious fucking face that it's better to not have any international law than it is to have international law. It's better to just fucking toss it aside, be like, you know what, fuck it, we're going to do whatever the hell we want. That's so fucking stupid. How are these guys calling us dumb? Oh, we're just going to get rid of it. It wasn't good enough. I didn't like it.
Because you don't have a leg to stand on.
All right, let me bring in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if, might makes right all the time, but if you live in the country that you believe to be the best country to live in, why wouldn't you want to spread that greatness onto other countries? Like,
we're dumb, right? Literal, this is fucking baby brain politics. These guys are so fucking childish. They think like I did when I was 8 years fucking old. All of them. They think like I did when I was a child. When I was fucking prepubescent. Didn't even hit fucking puberty yet. my brain hasn't even started to start developing. Oh, if you live in the country you think is great and you think is great, why wouldn't you want to go ahead and spread all the ideas around? Why wouldn't you want to do that? I don't get it. You can say that of every fucking country. What the fuck? First off, why wouldn't you want to spread your values? Again, I think American values are great. I love it. My version of American values, of course. Not this other bullshit where it's like, oh, American value is don't be gay. American value is don't be trans. Shut the fuck up. That's not an American value. American value is freedom of speech, freedom of religion, something they don't agree with. That sort of thing. Basically, a lot of fucking freedoms, and also I'd like to lump in there, like, and this is not saying that it's specific to America either, okay? It doesn't have to be, that's not what I'm saying. For all those other dumbass conservatives who think American value means these are just specific for America. It's not. But also being kind to your neighbor and that sort of thing. It is something that you see more in America than Russia, for example. Now, I agree that those are great values. However, I realize that A, I don't have all the fucking answers, and my values aren't just the objective great ones. And B, even if I could somehow prove in whatever way, whatever this would even mean, that my values lead to better life outcomes than other people's values. Other people have their values. I'm not going to be able to instill mine on an entire fucking society of people who think completely different than I do. That's not realistic. This is such a simplistic fucking baby brain way of looking at the world. I have my thought, and my thought better than your thought, so I need to impress my thought on you. Give you mine. We're talking about an entire fucking country. We're talking about entire countries. And it's like, oh, we're just going to go in there and we're going to turn them Americans. They're going to be American in the brain. We're giving them American values.
I just don't understand.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Why wouldn't you want to go make everybody else so?
Kyle Kalinski's point. Now, I will say that a lot of these people, I'm not going to be somebody who's just going to be a yes man and be like, oh, this video is supposed to be pro Michael Knowles, so I'm just going to be always pro Michael Knowles. Like, I will say Donald Trump, he did campaign on America First and all this America First stuff, and a lot of the things that he's doing, not very America First. I would say that it's, I disagree with
damn
Trump
straight
on more than 0.3%, like Michael Knowles just said, that he's right 99.7% of the time, but Michael Knowles is right about everything else that he is saying right here to Kyle Kalinski and the rest of this panel.
No, he's not. There's nothing to be right about. This is a difference. There is no destroys. There is no facts and logic. There is none of that. Other than what I'm saying, which is fucking true, which is maybe if you want to have this idea, fine. I can't tell you that it's objectively wrong. What I can tell you is it objectively won't fucking pan out the way you think it is. You're not going to impress all of your different... It doesn't fucking matter how many countries you bomb, how much artillery you put down on the enemy, which are just innocent other people. It doesn't fucking matter. If anything, you're going to radicalize them and they're going to become even more nationalistic or whatever. They're going to step down and hunker down in their sort of ideology, whatever that may be. That's all you're going to do. You're not going to fucking somehow turn these people into like America pilled, America brain, however the fuck you think it is going to be. That's not going to happen. That's the only fact and logic that has anything to do is this possible or is this not possible? Everything other than that is purely just ideas and morals and what you think is okay to do. You guys think, and even though you want to deny it, no, this is what you're saying. You guys think might makes right is the way to do it. We should just go to how it always has been. Always has been. Just because it's always literally, oh my god, bro. It's like things that ways of viewing the world that I had when I was a fucking child that I got rid of when I was 14. I mean, I specifically remember getting rid of these ways of thinking. Like this. That's how it's always been. I grew up in a conservative Christian household. So that's how it's always been. Is fucking like fundamental to me growing up, to the way I viewed the world growing up. It's every fucking thing grandparents all the time. That's just how it's been. I mean, this is how we've always do it. I don't know. I don't like why do we do this? A lot of people, this is how they live life. I don't know. I mean, that's just how it's always done. Baby brain ways of living life, of thinking about things. That's just how. No fucking extra thought whatsoever. Just and you're again. I don't remember exactly where it is, but he called us dumb. We're first off, what your morals are has nothing to do with if you're dumb or not. So saying that we care for other people and that we care about how they would feel if we just took over their fucking country and did regime change and forced our own values onto them is dumb of us. No fucking correlation whatsoever. We're not smart for it either. We're not dumb or smart for it. We just are for it. But secondly, you're calling us dumb when this is how you think? Your argument is literally that's just how it's always been. And you're calling us stupid. Like, you can't make this shit up. How is this video real? This is something that I would have, when thinking about potential conservative arguments to myself, like in the shower or some shit. This is something that I'd come up with and be like, nah, ain't nobody gonna say that. That, literally, this is like, I swear to God, I've probably thought about this exact thing before. Nah, nobody gonna think that. Nobody says that shit. That's just too fucking stupid. Like, that's just how it's all. They'll have something better than that, right? So, Trump supporters are defending this with a little more effort, right? No, they're really not. They're just saying, yeah, it's fine. That's just how it's always been. Mike does right. We should just be able to do whatever we want. Fuck international law. What is international law? It's not a thing. Like, actual nightmare scenarios that we would have thought of 2 years ago. Like, damn, by the end of Trump's term, people might actually think this way. It ain't even been 2 fucking years yet, and people are already thinking this way and making videos about it, and Michael Knowles going on fucking Piers Morgan championing this sort of thinking. It's insane! We have gone off the deep end, and we fucking drowned. We're drowned. We're not coming up. We're not coming up. We have fucking drowned. America has. We're cooked.
I'm curious to see what you guys think, but in my opinion, Michael Knowles just absolutely schooled Kyle Kalinske, and I think...
Schooled? Schooled with what? School, again, there's no factual, they had no fucking conversation about facts, logic, nothing. It's just a difference of moral values.
Kyle Kalinske is actually one of the more well-researched leftists and woke people that go on shows like Piers Morgan, and Michael Knowles did just absolutely school him. It does come down...
What research did they use? What research did they use? When did he invoke his research?
It's a difference in just philosophy.
I guess when they were debating over when exactly international law kind of fell out, when it kind of started. Again, not even really relevant to the core of the issue. So, no, it has nothing to fucking do with it.
Philosophy on life, though. Like, my philosophy, Michael Knowles' philosophy, and many others who absolutely school him, it does come down to a difference in just philosophy on...
So he fucking gets it. Yeah, it just comes down to a difference of philosophy. So what the hell are you talking about? He schooled him. No, it just comes down to a difference of philosophy.
On life, though. Like, my philosophy, Michael Knowles' philosophy, and many others who do support the right wing, is that, you know, it's all is fair in love and war, you know? Like, if somebody can conquer another nation and they do it, then fair play.
He said it right there. What'd you say earlier? You're not going as far to say might makes right? You literally just fucking said that might makes right. You fucking idiot. You don't even know what you believe.
You know, and if you live in this country, which Kyle Kalinske does, and he has an American flag behind him, so he probably loves his country, why wouldn't you want to spread that greatness onto other nations?
For the reasons I just fucking gave. We're not fucking perfect. We don't know all the answers. Yes, I believe that I have great values. And whenever I see... Obviously, when I see great injustices, I'm going to want to not... Oh, I'm going to spread my values on you. Some sort of narcissistic, selfish ass fucking... You know, my ass is cleaner than yours ass way of thinking. That's not what I'm saying. But if there's some grave moral injustice like the Holocaust, then yes, that's when you pick up arms and you go fight for other people. Not because they're not fighting, they aren't adhering to American values in Germany. No, because human beings are being fucking killed en masse. Okay, so that's first. I don't have all the answers. I don't know that I'm. How do you know that our values, whatever the fuck they are? First off, we can't even agree on what American values are. What values are we going to instill onto them? What are these American values? What are they? You can't even agree on that. First off. Second off, they're not. You can't prove that they're perfect. Third, it's impossible. You're not actually going to do it. You're so stupid for actually thinking that that would work out. For those reasons. That's why. Fifth, I'm going to give another one. Just leave people the fuck alone. Like, they're fine. Other people are fine. Which countries are we going to instill these values on? And that's another one. I'm not a narcissistic ass. So no, I'm not just born immediately thinking, oh, I love myself and I'm just going to put it on everybody. I just need to enforce my I'm going to enforce my greatness onto other nations. And he's saying it as if, like, I just don't understand why why do people believe me? I mean, why do people agree with me? I mean, it's just common sense to want to spread your greatness onto other nations. I guarantee if we look at in history, in the past, as to what countries say this, only the most evil, deplorable, sick, psychopathic nations in the fucking world have ever thought like that. Like, oh, I'm going to spread my greatness onto other countries, onto other nations. Are we fucking serious? Oh my god, bro. So for all of those reasons, is that enough? No, not for this asshole. But that's exactly how normal humans think.